Hello, this is Marky2200 again, and today we're going to be continuing with our Need for Speed testing series, and today we're going to be finding out which of the Tier 2 cars has the best acceleration and braking. As usual, we're going to be accelerating from 0 to 200 kilometers an hour, which is about 125 miles an hour. After we've reached 200 kilometers an hour, we're going hard on the brakes and, well, we have a total amount of time from 0 to 200 and back to 0. That is how the ranking is going to be. So, as usual, the positioning is on the top left, and the time it took the car to go from 0 to 200 and back to 0 is in the top right. Any other stuff like timestamps, driver skills and all the stuff is all in the description down below. Without further ado, let's see which of the Tier 2 cars has the worst acceleration, and that at number 19 is the Lexus ISF. It went from 0 to 200 in 6.79, which is average. However, apparently its brakes are rubbish because it only went back again to 0 in 9.43 seconds, which is, well, it's rather terrible for a car like this. At number 18 we have the Audi S5, which went from 0 to 200 in 7.01 seconds, so that's about 2/10 slower than the Lexus ISF. However, it went 2/10 quicker back to 0 again. At number 17 we have the worst Tier 2 handling car. We have the BMW M6, which went from 0 to 200 in 6.83 seconds and then back to 0 again in a total time of 9.19 seconds. All of these cars are just very underwhelming when it comes to acceleration. Same goes with the Dodge Challenger, especially with the Dodge Challenger, given that it's a very heavy, bulky, powerful muscle car. Yes, it went from 0 to 200 in 6.09 seconds, which is the fastest we've seen so far, and it went back to 0 again in 8.31 seconds, which is a bit of a gap compared to the previous one, but still only 16th. At number 15, you've seen it, we have the Mercedes SL65 AMG, which went from 0 to 200 in 5.61 seconds, which is decently impressive. Back to 0 again, 8.23 seconds. You know, the thing is with these acceleration times, they're quite close to each other, but when it comes from number 19 to number 1, that is quite a gap. However, given that there are 19 cars in the Tier 2 class, like I would say, when you have a car, the next and previous 3 are very close to each other, with the exception of number 1. That is a big gap. However, we'll see that when we are at number 1. At number 12, quite sad, Shelby GT500, the classic one, from 0 to 200 in 5.41 seconds, back to 0 again in a total time of 7.93 seconds. I was kind of hoping this car would reach the top 5. It didn't even reach the top 10. Same goes with this car, the BMW M3 E46. It wasn't that great in handling, it's not that great in acceleration either. Which is a shame because this in real life is quite a legendary car. It's also in Need for Speed quite a legendary car. Number 10 we have the fastest Mercedes of the Tier 2 cars. We have the SLR McLaren, 5.68 and 7.68. Which, you know, it's quite good. It wasn't that great in handling, however it's somewhat redeemed itself in acceleration. However, you know, it's only the top 10 from the 19 cars, so we're halfway there. At number 9 we have the BMW M3 E92 with a total time of 7.62 seconds, which, you know, I would say this is average for the bunch. We're already about 2 seconds faster than number 19. However, we still have got quite some way to go. Number 8, another BMW, the fastest BMW. Well, it's becoming the best BMW in Tier 2 class. We have the BMW Z4 with a total time of 7.56 seconds. At number 7 we have a car I actually thought would be a lot higher. We have the Porsche 911 Turbo. It has 4-wheel drive. It is a very fast car in real life, so that it only has a total time of 7.54 seconds and only being 7th is quite a shock. Same goes with this car, the Porsche 911 GT3 RS, only achieving a total time of 7.49 seconds. Which, you know, I expected more from this car. Number 5, I actually am proud that the Shelby GT500 modern Shelby GT500 is in the top 5 from 0 to 200 in 5.09 seconds, which is the second fastest from 0 to 200 and 7.48 seconds total time. Number 4, we have the Audi RS4. You know, I actually was quite surprised when I saw this car being so good, you know, especially that it's better than the Porsche 911 Turbo when it comes to acceleration. Total time 7.44 seconds. At number 3 we have what was the best handling car in tier 2. We have the Porsche 911 GT2 with a total time of 7.39 seconds. So with the Porsche 911 GT2 being third, that's somewhat of a surprise, you know. At number 2 we have the Lamborghini Gallardo LP560-4, which is kind of understandable given that it's a somewhat of a supercar and it has 4-wheel drive. A total time of 7.36 seconds. However, at number 1 I actually expected this. We have the Dodge Viper SRT10 with a massive difference compared to the previous one. From 0 to 200 in 4.83 seconds and a total time from 0 to 200 km an hour and back to north 6.73 seconds, which is insane. So there you are, those were all the tier 2 cars in Need for Speed Undercover, ranked from worst to best based on their acceleration and braking, with, well, couple of surprises here and there. However, the Dodge Viper massively dominated this test. I am kind of hoping that the Dodge Viper will in the end beat the Porsche 911 GT2 for being the best car. However, the only test we have yet to do is the top speed test, and if you look at the stat bars of the top speeds, which by the way are pretty much the only somewhat reliable bars in Need for Speed Undercover, you can clearly see that the top speed bar of the Porsche 911 GT2 is much higher than the Dodge Viper. So the Dodge Viper and the 911 GT2 are pretty much equal on points at this moment, so whichever has the higher top speed will win this championship. I am hoping that the Dodge Viper will win it. However, when you look at the stats, it pretty much seems like the Porsche 911 GT2 will win it. However, that is something we will see very soon. This has been it for this video though. If you've liked this video, consider it giving a thumbs up. If you wish to stay updated on all my future videos, consider subscribing. This has been Marky2200 and I hope to see you guys in the next video.